What is up? Super Coach Mark J, all up in your YouTube browser, and welcome back to Grow Healthy, Get Fit. This is another impromptu video. Just had lunch. I'm finishing off my break with a little walk, like I say. I'm at the very beginning. This is week 1 of my 100 pounds in 365 days, so it's going to be a task, but I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be good. And what I want to cover right now is literally how to have a healthy diet. Now, having a healthy diet can be viewed many different ways, but we're going to talk in the context of what I'm trying to do right now. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to lose 100 pounds in 365 days. Now, we're not going to go that extreme. I don't suggest people go that extreme, but the first thing you want to do when trying to have a healthy diet, the first thing you want to do is to eliminate pretty much all processed foods out of your diet. That is the #1 killer of a diet, because you can think you're having something good for you, but it's really not as good as you think it is. For example, I like sweet potato fries, and before, when I just wasn't paying attention to it, I would buy the sweet potato fries, and and they were great, they're really, really good. But when you look at the ingredients on the sweet potato fries, it's more than one ingredient. It's not just sweet potatoes. You want just sweet potatoes, as and maybe salt, maybe at the very least, but if you look at some of these so-called healthy alternatives, such as sweet potato fries, you'll realize that the sweet potato fries have more ingredients than sweet potatoes and salt. What are all those other ingredients? All those other ingredients indicate that that is a processed food. The best thing for you to do, and believe me, it is just as good, if not better. They've been better actually lately, but the main thing you want to do is to buy your own sweet potatoes. For one, it's cheaper. It's cheaper to buy your own sweet potatoes. And once you buy your own sweet potatoes, cut them into fries, soak them in water for a little while, dry them off with a paper towel, and you stick them in a freezer bag and freeze them. So when you want sweet potatoes, you go and you grab your sweet potatoes out of the freezer, you pull out whatever portion size that you can have, and you season them up with a little bit of sea salt and maybe some pepper or whatever, throw them in the air fryer, and boom. There you go. You have your sweet potato fries, which definitely taste better. They definitely taste better, and it's not a processed food. Of course, there's a little extra time goes into preparing these things, but it's really for the best, and that little 5 minutes that it takes to cut the potato up and freeze it up is nothing compared to the task that you're taking on. You want to make sure that you're in control of as much as you can be control of, and what you put in your mouth is something that you can control 100%. All right, the second thing you want to do is make sure that you're eating whole foods. Freeze dry, well, not freeze dry, but frozen vegetables are good, but make sure when you look at it, it doesn't have all the seasoning in it, and make sure there's not butter in it and all these other things that make them taste better. So for example, if you're buying Brussels sprouts, make sure that the ingredients is just Brussels sprouts, and you can have that's fine, but Brussels sprouts that you buy in the store that are fresh taste better. They just do, and they're not as convenient, but they do taste better. But the frozen Brussels sprouts, as long as the ingredients only say Brussels sprouts, it's good for you. So that's the #1 thing I would say. The first thing you want to do is to get rid of all of the processed foods in your diet. Now, one of the only things that I would say you could have that is processed is your protein powder. You want to make sure you get your protein powder in. There's no way to have whey protein without it being processed, so you got to have that, but that's generally good. But you want to make sure that you're getting a good protein powder. For example, if 1 scoop of protein is say 24 grams of protein, the serving size of that said protein is 40 grams, that means there's a lot of fillers in there. You don't want to have a lot of fillers in your protein powder. So what they're doing, they're usually just adding different amino acids to make it seem like there's more protein in the protein powder, which makes it cheaper for the company, but you're not getting the amount of protein that you think you're doing that's viable for muscle gain and really taking care of your body. So just pay attention to that. You know, the cheapest proteins are not the best. You know, pay a good amount for your protein, pay attention to the serving sizes, and if the serving size and the amount of protein in that serving size are close to the same, you're pretty good. You're in pretty good waters. And speaking of water, let's go on to hydration. You want to make sure you stay hydrated, because hydration has a lot to do with your ability to lose weight. You know, so the water in your body, it helps flush the toxins out of your body. It transports the fat out of your body through your urine. You know, you also lose your fat through breathing. You know, and you also, you know, you need to sweat to cool your body down. You know, so when you're doing all this and you're doing extra work and you're sweating a lot, you want to make sure that you stay hydrated. So not only do you want water, you want to make sure that your electrolytes are right, you know. So electrolyte powder would do. You know, get you an electrolyte powder, and or get you a sugar-free electrolyte drink. Now, I know that goes against the process thing, but you know, we have to be reasonable here. You know, if you're not putting electrolyte powder into your water and you're flushing all the minerals out of your system by your higher water intake, all those minerals are being flushed out of your system also. You know, so you want to make sure that you add those minerals back in to your body by using an electrolyte powder or having a zero sugar drink like zero sugar Powerade or zero sugar Gatorade or something like that. But the powders are generally much better for what we're trying to do here. Let's see what else. So we talked about processed food. We talked about being hydrated. We talked about whole foods. Other than that, to have a healthy diet, you got to make sure that your calories are where they need to be. You know, you don't want to be eating so little calories to where you're starving all the time, because you starving all the time, you know, that will lead you to a point where you end up coming off the diet. It's hard to adhere to these crazy diets. So my next point is to try to avoid fad diets when you start a fitness transformation. You know, if you want to have a healthy diet, avoid the trend diets right off the bat. You know, so start with a balanced diet. Make sure you're getting carbohydrates. Make sure you're getting protein. Make sure you're getting fats. You know, don't just dive into a carnivore diet. You know, carnivore diets are expensive for one, and for two, it's a lot for your body to get used to. And having diets that cut everything out of your diet is really hard on you to actually keep going. You know, those are things for, I would figure, more advanced dieters. You know, and once you get going, after a few months, you may want to, you know, experiment with something like the carnivore diet. And that goes for the keto diet also. Same thing, you're cutting out a lot of different foods if you start a keto diet. You know, so instead of going for the fad diet, you want to make sure you focus on like a nice, well-balanced diet, nice clean carbohydrates, nice clean proteins, nice clean fats, avocados, and so on and so forth. You want to make sure you have that. So other than that, man, you know, it's simple, but it's hard to stay on a diet and to start a diet and to eat healthy. You know, but it's only hard in the beginning. Once you start putting all of this into motion, once you start practicing, and once you start fighting off those initial hunger pains and cravings, it's going to get easier. It's going to get easier. It's going to get to the point where you don't even want those things. But I'm going to tell you, it's hard in the beginning. It's hard in the beginning, especially if you haven't done it before, you know, but you can do it. It is possible. You can change your body. You can change your mind. You can change the way you feel. You can change the way you sleep. You can change the way your clothes fit, you know. You can do it. And a healthy diet is honestly the number one thing you have to do in order to get this done, you know. So yeah, so that's basically how you have a healthy diet, you know. So of course there's more that goes into it, you know, but it's something that can be done. And my diet, and I'm actually used to dieting, you know, has started. So I've cut down my carbohydrates, but I'm still taking in carbs. You know, I've upped my protein, but you know, they're all from clean sources. And I've cut out all of the processed foods. That was the main thing I did first, you know. So I happen to like the sweet potatoes in a bag, you know, because they're easy, you know. But at where we are right now in my transformation, I can't have that, and I probably won't have them for a long time, and I'm okay with that because I'm making a better version. You know, it's tasting really good, you know. So I cut my sweet potatoes up, and if I want something a little extra on there, I throw a little cinnamon. Cinnamon with the salt is freaking awesome, you know, so you can try that also. And I'm just making sure that I'm getting my water in. Now, the thing I want to talk about with water before I get out of here, I'm off the cuff here, so I'm kind of all over the place. But the thing about water is, for me, ice water is king. Ice water, I can drink ice water all day. So put some ice in your water, get a big jug, you know, and fill it with ice, and you know, add your water to that, and it's going to keep you drinking. You know, and the thing about it is, sometimes you may think you're hungry, but you're really thirsty, especially if you're working out hard. You know, so make sure you get that water in, fill your jug up with ice water, and it's going to make things a whole lot easier for you. You're feeling extra hungry between meals, you know, drink your belly full of water, and you should be good. You know, so yeah, so impromptu video. Thanks for stopping by. We got lots of real videos coming soon on the, well, today, tomorrow on the channel, you know. So stick around, like, subscribe. You know, I need all the help I can get to get this channel to grow, and we are growing, and I'm appreciative to each and every one of you guys. Thank you for making Grow Healthy Get Fit a thing. Stick around for my 100 pounds in 365 days. It's going to be one hell of a ride. And if you found anything in this video useful, like and subscribe, and I love to hear what you think about it in the comments down below. So I'll see you guys in the next upload. Until then, today is another opportunity for you to be great. Do not waste it. I'll see you guys later.